Hi guys, Debbie with Wrestling in 60 Seconds. Let's talk NXT. Well, first of all, they did 2 tapings last night. One, of course, they did live, and the other one for next week. But normally, they do not do that. Normally, they do the regular taping on Tuesday, and then they bring everybody back on Wednesday. And that way, you know what's ahead. They got tricky, and so that nobody could leak out what's happening, they just ran everything all together. So Deborah and I don't know what actually was showed on TV last night because I forgot to DVR it. We actually had to be there at 5:30. The show started at around 6:15 taping, and it didn't stop until almost 10:30 last night before we left the Performance Center. So, I thought that I would tell you what I thought some of the highlights were. So, if you saw them, great. If you didn't, that's okay too. If you were going to ask me what the biggest things of the night were, I would have to say J.D. Middleton and Dragunov's match. I cannot tell you how many times I saw Dragunov power drived on his neck. I mean, I can tell you that from a medical standpoint, you know, I don't even know how he made it through the match. I mean, if you saw it on TV, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen it, be sure to catch it next week because it's like a 20-minute match. These guys fought, and they gave it everything they had. Okay, I will tell you, too, that Johnny Gargano, of course, he tore down the house both times. And he came out twice, once in the beginning, and then once at the very end, where he accepts Waller's terms. And him and Waller get into it at the end. And anyway, the other thing that I thought was good was when Wesley had Dragunov, MD Middleton, and I forgot who was the fourth, come out. I thought that's going to be a really good match at Stand and Deliver. The other thing that I can't understand them doing is Ivy Nile is now losing. She lost 2 matches last night. That's not like her. Not unless they're planning on moving her up, and maybe that's why they're having her to lose. But, I mean, some of the people that she's wrestled, for example, she lost to Soho Roko. She's good. She's really improving, since I saw her last year. But for Ivy to lose to her, I just thought, wow, why would NXT do this? The other Battle Royale, wow, I don't know how many men were in that ring, but the last person I expected to win was Axiom. I had hoped it because I really think, that's who's in the fourth one. Dragunov, J.D. Middleton, and Axiom. That's going to wrestle Wesley. But the Battle Royal, Axiom winning, that was amazing. The other thing, I'm not sure how I feel about this. One is Chisholm going against Chase U. Okay. Am I the only one thinking, why hasn't Ava Raine wrestled in the ring yet? This girl, and I'm referring to the Rock's daughter, and I believe this, she's been going to wrestling schools, training since she was 16. Okay, she's been at NXT for a long time. She comes out with Chisholm, but you never see her in-ring action. And I just wonder why. And the whole thing with Chase U adding Tyler Bate to their school to go against Chisholm, I don't know. It just, the concept there just doesn't work for me. But I will tell you that when Pretty Deadly came out to the ring, Kip, and I believe he's the blonde of Pretty Deadly, he got a really bad bloody nose. And if you notice, when he's wrestling in the ring, he's wiping his nose on his sleeve. He's grabbing his face. He actually had to get medical treatment at ringside to get his nose to try to stop bleeding. And even when the medics tended to him and he went back into the ring, it still continued to bleed. Anyway, my other thing that I thought was bizarre is Electric Lopez. They're not doing anything with her, and she was so good. And they really should have moved her up with her franchise. Anyway, I want to thank you for watching, subscribing, and as always, bye for now.